Hi.
Hi. Good morning.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, great. So good morning to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again today. We're so excited to have you here with us. And as we are all aware, we're just going to be beginning we're going to be running our first program, Understanding the Business of Technology. And we already have two facilitators. Please, I would like us to look at our screen, at this point in time, and just go with me as I, take us through today's agenda. So as I was saying, thank you, Believe. Okay, so right about now, we're welcoming ourselves and basically introducing ourselves. So if you're new here, you didn't get to see my face yesterday. My name is Hepzibah. I'm one of the program coordinators, for this cohort, and I'm really excited, seeing each and every one of us here today. Welcome again. Happy holiday, and our course for this morning. Billy, please, can we go back to the first slide? Yes, Understanding the Business of Technology, and it's going to be taken by two of our facilitators, Tunde Makiva and Bolaji Olawuye. It promises to be a truly impactful session, so please let's sit tight, and I wouldn't want us to miss out on any of the lessons. Please let's move on, Believe. Great. So there's a brief activity poll, so we'll just jump right into it. Believe if you can help me put it out here.
All right, hold on. We would activate it now. Just
Okay.
Look out on your.
Oh, great, thank you. So it's up on our screens now. We should be seeing it at this time. So we just have a few questions here, basically to help our understanding. And our facilitator is actually, we'll be looking at our responses, and it will guide him in, talking to us briefly. So please let's jump right into it and get started with the polls. You buy goods and services, your age range, As soon as you're done, please put it in the chat box that you're done. Thank you, Dami. Thank you, Showumi. Audio is not connected. You need to connect. So, so I don't even know.
Hepzibah, that's not for you. Someone said he wasn't connected, so I was telling he cannot hear. So I was telling him to connect his audio.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. All right. Uchenna, thank you. Emmanuel, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Thank you, James. Thank you. We still have 2 more people that are yet. Okay, Believe, please. Hello, Emmanuel. It's still up, so you can join. Thank you, Tosin. Thank you, Samuel. 2 more people to go. Thank you, Michael. Yes, Emmanuel, the poll is on your screen. Just look at it and join. In the next 2 minutes, we'll be wrapping this up. So just in case, we just have 1 more person left. All right. So thank you for your feedback. Thank you. So at this point, we'll be having Mr. Tunde, come take on the course, and just before he comes in, as we can see on the screen, I already told us what the topic is about. So we'll be journeying through changing consumer habits. He'll get to tell us how the internet has changed everything, and then we'll jump right into the state of retail marketing, putting IT at the heart of business strategy, leveraging on technology for retail transformation. And then also we'll be looking at, it's not just about online shopping. Then are you an innovator or a guinea pig? Sounds interesting. Then finally, we'll be looking at disruptive influences, why you don't need bricks to build a brand anymore. Trust me, even me myself, I anticipate all this lecture, and I will want us to just sit focused and don't even blink, because if you blink, you will definitely miss out. And then just after that, we'll be having a session for Q&A. And then Mr. Bolaji will come on and talk to us about work ethics. It's very important that as tech talent, we shouldn't just be, focused on, okay, we just want to build a website for clients and stuff. There are certain work ethics that we need to adopt, and then he would also tell us about project deliverables. Then we'll do another Q&A, and after which the class for today would come to an end. So at this point, I would like us to join me as we welcome Mr. Tunde McEver to begin his session with us. He's a very cool gentleman, lively, bubbly, and he's the CEO of Monster Point Africa. He talks for a living, so, and it's not just about talking. I mean, you need to hear him speak, and from the word go, you are going to be so smooth and all of that. So at this juncture, I'd like to get out of our faces and allow Mr. Tunde come on board. Mr. Tunde, over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Believe. Can we have the slides of the screen, please? Believe. Okay, thank you. All right. I want to see everyone's face. Okay, I see myself. Okay then. Good morning, everyone. Glad to be here today. Okay, so this class is going to. So I'll first of all I'll look at the polls. So from the polls, what I can see, first and foremost, and I decided to take this poll deliberately. How did you learn to use technology? Went to computer training school. I taught myself as an adult. So there's a tie between those that went to computer training school and those that grew up playing with computer gadgets as a child, and they learned through that. Then the second question, nobody shops online completely. I shop online and offline, that's 15%. That's 83%. And I shop offline alone, 16%. My age range, 16 to 25%, 21, 25, 21%. Okay, 26 to 30, 32%, 31, 35. So the largest age range is between 26 and 30. Okay, so you'll be wondering why I'm taking this poll. Now, typically when people run tech talent trainings, they basically focus on teaching them how to use technology, web design and all that. You just go straight into the brass tacks of core technology. But from my experience in building a business, the future doesn't just belong to raw tech talents. And I'll tell you why. Because technology is going to practically change the world entirely. So it's only people that understand how technology applies to either people's personal lives or their businesses that will be the go-to talent. You're going to be a tech consultant, let me put it that way. And that's the reason why we're taking this course. People have thought about this course should be maybe focused on SMEs, but the tech talent, based on my own experience working with tech people, it's not all about technology. The fundamental thing is that you must understand how this technology influences the entire process, and why that technology is very important for us to make a difference to both either for your own personal life or for business. So from what I can see now, my session is going to go in a little bit more different way. So it's going to be a lot more track. I actually have a content developed. The content will be shared after the class. It's just basically data and all that justifies our direction. So I want to put a question because it's going to be. I want to put a question first and foremost. Now, so I'm going to be talking to you as though you guys own a business, because that is the essence of this class. We want you to think like, so if you're a tech talent and you're doing a project for me, I want you to see the project from my own perspective. Well, that's always the mistake that happens when tech talents come work on a project. They just want to build, but they will be very, very valuable to any business if they can see what they are doing from the side of the business. So the first question that I will put across was, how do you learn how to use technology? Now, from what we can see, based on the demographics and age, 40% of people went to training school. I went to training school to learn how to use computer. The other 25% taught themselves. But the second highest polling number is for people that learned growing up as a child. And that's what I'm going to focus on. So you don't, so if you come to my business, for instance, and I say, I want to try and digitalize my processes and I want to get things a lot more digital, um, I will really be amazed if you can make me see just beyond why I need to digitalize and how digitalization is the only way I can survive as a business. And I will explain. I have a son, he's 2 years old. He's not even 2 years old, he's almost 2 years old, like 18 months. But I can tell you categorically, his understanding of how to use a tab still amazes me. Now, anybody that is doing a business now that is making money from traditional sales, that means you're running a business, you have a store, a physical location, people are coming in, they're buying, you're making money. Maybe you have a furniture store that is displayed on maybe a Olo or what have you, and you're making money. The question that that you should ask yourself is that my son that is 2 years old, do you think, based on the way he's growing up, he's going to ever want to visit a physical store? So I'm going to put that question to you. So this class is going to be interactive. So I'm going to put that question to you. Do you guys think that if you run this poll 20 years from now or 15 years from now, do you think that you have anybody saying, I went to a computer training school to use a system? Do you think you have anybody saying that? I want people to respond to that question first. Because this session is to inspire you to understand how important what we're doing today is. Okay. Can I have responses?
Yeah, they're responding.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I can see. Thank you very much. So now the reason why I'm asking is that I don't want the talents that come here to just see themselves as raw tech talents. No. You must see yourself as a technical consultant of some sort. And the reason is that I will play a video in the middle of the session. If you look at that video, the video is about a store, a future store. They call it Amazon Go. Now, what you must understand is that understanding how technology helps businesses and how it is a business decision for you to put in technology into your processes is what makes you different from just a coder that just comes and says, we need to build this thing, people are building stuff. It's beyond building stuff. It's either you ship in or ship out. So if you want to remain in business in the next 5-10 years, you don't have a choice. It's no longer whether you like it. I don't like me. I don't like all those tab things. That kind of conversation, because the problem is that the consumers of the future are what they call digital natives. That means they didn't learn how to use computer. You get what I'm saying? They just, and it might be strange for those of us that are probably a lot older. They didn't have to learn it. That's what they grew up with. Like, my son grew up by the age of 1, he was already touching tab. So he's not trying to learn it. That's all he knows. That's the way he knows how to live. I don't know if I'm communicating. That's the only way he knows how to live. And okay, that's the only way he knows how to live. And therefore, it's going to be a difficult task for any business not to pay attention to technology. However, for the talents that I'm going to train here, I'm going to take you through some. I'm going to take each of those points that I put out there to make you see why you need to go beyond just having the technical skills, but having understanding of the business part of it. So when you are probably working with a business person or an SME, you are not just telling them that they have it. You are not just saying you have to have this tool. They can see clearly that you have understanding of what you are telling them to do and how that applies to their efficiency as a business and sustainability as a business. Technology is no longer a nice to have, it's a must have. However, there are stages to it. And that's what we are here to discuss. That means there are stages to it, and there's at every level of a business growth, of his business, of a business, there are different kinds of technology that they need to move ahead and stay relevant. So we're done with the polls. thank you everyone for responding. Okay, so I will go to my topics. Can I have the slides back up? I believe the slides of the topics I'm going to, so I'll just run through them and then put questions across.
All right, I'm sorry, give me a few seconds, please.
Someone says it's difficult hearing me. Please, if you are not hearing me very well, can you just signify? Anybody having problems hearing me? Can you all hear me?
It's probably network connectivity. We can hear
Okay.
you.
Can hear me very well. Okay. All right. So just go to the next table of content, please. Okay. Changing consumer habits, how internet has changed everything. So I'll go straight to it. Now, there's a data from a research company in the UK that says that the number of people shopping for clothes online has grown by 44.9%. And people spend 6.2 billion pounds a year on online shopping. Now, that might sound that sounds like a huge number. Now, and that's just 17.1% of the total retail sales in that country. Now, the way I'm going to is that when internet came, with the advent of internet, what happened is that, and if you look at the way the world is going, anybody that studies world trending, the future of the world is going to be how every business, government, individual is able to manage the digital space. That means we now have two identity as a person. You have your physical identity as a person, and you have a digital identity. I don't know if you get my point. Like, for instance, now people, maybe some years back, you are only an influencer because of your physical identity. That means maybe you are a king, you are a wealthy guy, or your father is rich or some sort, or you're a politician, or you are just an influential guy. But now, ordinary citizens of the world have digital identity that might not necessarily commensurate with their physical identity. That means they might be poor, they might not be so, they might even live in a very nice place, but they have a digital identity that they're using to trade. And they'll call them influencers. I mean, I was trying to run a campaign now. Someone told me I should go and pay one influencer 60,000. 60,000 for what? Now, I'm going somewhere because this conversation is that you must understand the basis of how the world is shifting. That means people have two identities. You have a digital identity and you have a physical identity. Now, it seems, in all fairness, your digital identity seems to deliver more value to you now, particularly if you can fake it. More value to you now than your physical identity. That means there are people that call themselves influencers, and probably the ideas that they propose on the public domain through their digital platform is contrary to what they believe in their personal life. But nobody cares. They are using that to influence, they are using that to make a meaning for their own self. So if human habits has changed generally, that means people have true identity, then it suffices for me to say that a business must also have what? True identity. Do you all agree with me? Yeah, I want this. Do you agree with that? A business has to have true identity. You cannot be an online business or offline business alone, because the human beings you are dealing with have two identities. So that is what I'm trying to say, that it has changed. That means people. So if you are if you are a tech talent, for instance, now, and you are talking to a business, you must make that business understand that the reason why you must take technology serious is that the people you are dealing with have two identities. Except you are not dealing with consumers, have two identities. It's no longer in the next few years, every human being on earth will have some form of digital identity that they can use to do what they call digital transactions. And the way the world is going, everybody is trying to move. Even nations are digitalizing their database. So that is what you should understand, that the internet has changed everything completely. And therefore, as a talent that wants to work with businesses and help them optimize their operations, you must make them see a reason why it is no longer about No, you can no longer afford not to have a digital identity. Now, the stronger your digital identity, the more value you can extract from it. And I'll give you an example. The biggest company in the world now are the likes of Apple, Facebook, Google, Google, even Tesla. Tesla strength, I repeat, Tesla is a car manufacturing company, but their strength is not that they make cars. Their strength is that they've integrated so much digital, if they've so much digitalized their cars that it is more, the car, that car is actually not a car in terms of the concept. It's a digital asset, the way they built it. Okay, so I'm going to ask questions. Just wait for Q&A. I'm going to ask questions. So I want to move fast so I don't waste. So I've communicated that internet has changed everything. Business, there's a business called BHS in UK. It used to be very big. That business doesn't exist again. The reason why is that when other brands were pivoting online, BHS did not see it as important. And that was the end of the journey. So I'm going to move to the other topic. Instead of retail. Okay, so I'll the data I'll give you, this one's just going to be like a data point. Now, research shows that in the UK, for every £3 spent on buying clothes, £1 goes into online shopping. And this is as far back as 2015. Now, what I'm saying to you is that the consumer spending pattern is shifting towards online sales than the traditional offline sales. I mean, before, people would rather just not even consider it as an option. In fact, the reason why personally I feel that Nigeria is still not doing very well online, in online sales, even though we're not doing badly, is lack of infrastructure and logistics. If you can solve the logistics issues across this country, I'm telling you that any business that doesn't play in that game will just not, you will not have a competitive edge. That means if all you have are physical stores and people cannot engage you digitally, the risk is unlimited. And you as a tech talent must understand these dynamics and be able to communicate that to whoever you're working with. So you're not just coming on board as a web developer. You're making them see the low-hanging fruits in having a website, and having a website you can transact with your potential customers with. So I'll proceed. So step of retail is that the world is going, any retail outfit, be it you are selling clothes, selling books, selling information, selling furniture, selling electronics, selling Amazon, for instance. Amazon, I mean, we all know how Amazon is. Amazon made their money from aggregating all people's products on their platform and selling it. Okay, so we'll go ahead. Now, putting IT at the heart of your business strategy, technology as an enabler for digital transformation. Now, now this is the reason why this topic is very important. Now, if you are here and you really want to be relevant in the future, there's a role. Most companies don't have it yet, but I can tell you in the next 5 years, in the next 5, 6, 7 years, there will be a role called Chief Digital Information Officer. That means, now we have a CTO. They call him Chief Technology Officer. I understand that because the CTOs we used to have in the past, they are more of back end. So let me explain something to you. Please just pay attention to what I'm trying to say. The way technology was built in the past was more of a back end operation. That means a bank was powered by FlexCube. So the CTO's focus was how to ensure that the FlexCube is able to manage all the bank processes, account balancing, invoicing, depositing, transfer, and all that. But the world we are in now is that technology is now powering what? The front, that's the customer-facing part of business. Are you all getting my point? Because that means a business now can no longer just have a CTO that understands how all the technological tools the banks have purchased can work in sync to deliver on their products or services. No. A business also have a chief digital information officer that is responsible for managing their digital footprints. Because if all the citizens you have are what we call digital natives, that means you are your survival as a business is not just about your ability to use technology well at your back end. It's your ability to ensure that whatever you're producing at your back end, the individuals that are engaging you can digitally access those services. Without that, whatever business you are doing, you are at risk of being out of being played out of the game by your competitors. So when I say putting IT at the heart of your business strategy, it's not just about the back end. It's not just about ERP solutions at the back end. No, it's about how you understand that your customer facing activities, which you probably used to do retail. For instance, now I can tell you, for instance, in Nigerian banking system now, the big banks are struggling, and I'll tell you why. They are struggling because they have too many branches, and there are banks now, digital banks, that are delivering services to maybe 500,000 people without having more than 2 or 3 branches. Yet you have some branches that are delivering the same service to 500,000 people, but have maybe 50 branches. Now think about it. Those branches are going to cost money to set up, to run, operational expenses and all that. So anybody that must stay competitive must understand that because the digital footprint is a lot more efficient in delivering goods and services, and it is a lot more scalable. When I mean scalable, that means if I'm going to serve 10,000 customers through a physical platform, I will have to rent maybe 20 shops. But I can serve those 10,000 customers by just acquiring a cloud space of maybe $100 or $200 or even $500, worst case scenario. Yet I'll be able to still meet those people's needs efficiently. So every IT person that is listening to me here should start understanding that it's not just when we say we are teaching digital marketing, we're not doing digital marketing because we don't think that software development is important. No, we are telling you that software developer has his role. How to also digitally engage is also very critical. So a software developer has a job, yeah, but a chief digital information officer also has a job, because his own job is even to what? Deliver sales. So you are a customer facing strategist. That means you are the ones coming up with digital initiative that will help the businesses engage with their target market, who most likely in the next 15, 20 years are going to be purely digital natives. That means they won't understand why you must go to a physical store. Like you say, can't we buy it online? Like that would be, if you tell them that, no, can you come to our shop? Our shop is in 103. You say, they be wondering, can we, do you have a website? And you're saying, we're building it, we're still working on it. Like our developers are working. You're out of business, man. All right. So that is very important for us. And as an IT talent that will be working with businesses, you must understand and be able to educate them on why it's important. So I'm putting out this information to make you see why you need to know these things, and it puts you in a better position than just a typical talent that just wants to develop a website and move on with their life. All right. Now, the next thing, and so I'm going to play a video now. I think you can believe you can. Okay, thank you. Let me. Okay, I think I can turn off this. Okay. So next topic is give me a minute. I'm going to go back. Sorry. Okay, so okay. So I put a question. So that's a store, Amazon Go. Now, the reason why the topic, so believe, can I have my slides back, please? Can I have my slides back? Believe? Believe in the Lord. How are you? Okay. Okay, so all right, now the reason why I played that video was deliberate. Now, yes, online shopping has come. I'm of the proponent. This is what I believe, that the world will not completely be online 100%. But even offline shop experience, so you want to go shop with your family or you want to go shop with your friend, physical stores, it's going to be more about how you can reduce waiting time, how people can, how you can integrate technology within the offline experience of shopping in the physical store. Now that's the physical store in America. Now what happens is that they digitalize the entire process. I mean, many of us that go to ShopRite, go to Ground Square and what have you, one of the most difficult parts of that experience is queuing to pay. You know, like you queue to pay, and sometimes you spend 30 minutes, but you're on peak periods, spend several hours queuing to pay for the goods and services. Now, any business that will still have a physical store will also need to understand how even the experiences within the physical store has to be in tune with what is possible with technology. Now, for Nigeria as a country, yeah, there are a lot of dynamics around that. But let me give you an example. The way the world is going now, because the world is going to be getting more digital and digital. So even pricing of products, for instance, in America, as the oil price is fluctuating, the price of petrol at the point of sales is always changing. So the oil price goes up today, petrol price changes automatically at the till. Now, what happens is that it will not be so long for a country like Nigeria to get to a point whereby people will expect that for your own competitive edge, your price was able to go up as at when due and come down as at when due. And what happens in most stores is that, for instance, now if there's a price disruption in the market, what happens is that the attendants in the shop will have to go to all the tills and begin to remove the price tag and change it. Now, that doesn't have to be the way to go in the future. Now, this might look far-fetched, but I can tell you it's not as far-fetched as you think. Because what happens is that digital natives, the people that business are going to be serving in the future, in the event, these are things that they expect to happen. They don't want to, because technology in itself, I must explain to you, is what they call a labor-saving device. Technology is what they call a labor-saving device. That means technology helps you to reduce labor, makes customer experiences better. It helps you to be able to able to deliver superior customer experiences that a period before technology came into place was not possible. People have to queue for long hours and do all kinds of stuff. So even though there's going to be an online shopping experience, how technology is used to even define the online shopping experience is what I want to talk about. For instance, there's a furniture business that I know of that sells, that individual doesn't have a physical furniture display store. She sells all her furniture online. And if you go to her site, she's leveraging on 3D modeling to give you a full view of how the furniture would look like. Many people that I know have bought furniture from her because she's not just about having an online store that displays stuff, but even in implementing the latest technology to make sure that the customer experience online is in such a way that people can make decisions, buying decisions. I mean, there's virtual reality now, meaning that people can have a tour, of I'm into workspace solution providing. And many people have reached out to me, even though the reason why I've not deployed is that it's expensive, but even though people have reached out to me, I've come to understand that in the next few years, if my workspaces cannot be toured virtually, then I don't have a chance in the business. It's not a nice to have. Is that someone like my son, when he becomes like 16 and he wants to probably use a workspace, You're not going to tell him that you should come to my office now, come and see the place. It's very nice. You see, what do you have like a? I don't even get what I'm saying is that we don't have a choice, but to be able to understand this part of technology is more of digital than core technology. So it's more of how do you put products and services in a way that individuals can access it and make buying decisions. So it's not about whether technology can do it. It's about how do you use technology to do it in the way that makes people make what? Buying decisions. And this is what is very important to businesses. I must tell tech talents that I'm talking to today. Most businesses are not interested in whether technology can do it. It's how does this technology help the consumer make a buying decision. So if you are talking to me, for instance, now, and say, see, if you deploy this technology, it will enable you to be able to access more customers. And the customers that it told will probably will not like to come physically to your office before buying decisions. We'll be able to make that decision there and there on the spot because you have given them an opportunity to visualize your product and services. It is very, very important. So that's the topic about. It's not just about online shopping, but there are other ways to use technology to enable that customers have unique experiences than just putting a website and then saying have website and then people can shop online. They're innovators or guinea pig. Now, this is the truth. I've sold technology products before. And many times when you go and meet brands and tell them that now we have this technology product we want to sell, many of them will ask you who has used it before. Now, they will say they don't want to be the guinea pig, that they don't want to be the first person to use technology so that they don't fall victim of probably a non-functional, a non-tested technology. But we can no longer live in the fear. Now, I run a business and we have thrived in that business because we have always innovated. We were not afraid of testing new things and see how it works. Because the age we are in, the rate at which things are changing. For instance, prior to COVID, nobody could ever thought that the commercial real estate business, that means people that rent offices on the island, would have to be looking for people to come and rent offices. The reason is that COVID-19 has opened up a lot of businesses to see why they don't necessarily need a large expanse of office space to run their operations. And what happens to that? That means those businesses have to find other ways of deploying the services, and they have to innovate and develop technology to offer people products and services in bite sizes that is meeting their need. Because in this age, people are not just going to buy your product because it's you. They're going to buy it because it meets their need. So as tech talent, you must be willing to understand the fundamentals of a business and make them see why innovating, particularly when it meets customer needs, is critical to their survival. That means, for instance, let me read an example to you. Now, you don't have to take outrageous or unprotected risk. That's not what I'm telling you. So you shouldn't go to a business and say, come and buy one foreign software. No, it's not about that. It's about even telling them that, is it possible for you to have your online store connected to a payment gateway like Flutterwave or Paystack, and make them see how that those platforms have been well built to a point that when somebody even makes a payment without it being remitted to you, you can easily see that payment has come in. Those little things, because that's the truth. People must be able to make buying decisions. And I'll give you an example. One of the reasons why I found this, why I made up my mind that this topic was very important, was that there was a day I wanted to buy a domain name in the night. And I just logged onto my system, went to a particular domain name seller, bought it, paid. The domain name was released to me and I had it. Now, I started thinking about that night and I said, now imagine if this individual needed me to talk to a customer service person before I could buy this domain name. That means I had to go through a process that was a bit laborious to get this domain name bought. I will not be able to buy this domain name in the middle of the night. That's what I was talking about. That means when you go to a business, you look at their businesses. It is important as a tech talent that, because the world is no longer looking for just raw talent. I repeat, they're looking for talents that understand their business processes and are able to offer thoughts and ideas on that is relevant to where they are. It's relevant to where they are. So you're not just going to be telling them, let's do one. You're not going to turn them to guinea pig. When I say guinea pig, it means that you're not going to tell them to do some outrageous idea that doesn't necessarily make so much economic sense to deliver the value for them. That is very fundamental. Okay, so in your conversations with SMEs and individuals that you'll be working with, your understanding of how that this technology tool will enable you to be able to make conversions and make sales that hitherto you're not able to do is where your focus should be. Innovators are not people that just, it's not about ideas, it's about improving on an existing process to optimize the revenues that that process can generate. So if you are making 10 naira from just having an online store, I'm saying if you put these things in place, you'll be able to make 30 naira or 40 naira because this technology will enable you to be able to reach more people and people can make buying decisions on the go because you have provided an opportunity for them to do that. That is very important for everyone here to pay attention to them. Okay, disruptive influences and why you do not need brick to build a brand anymore. Okay, so I'm going to go now. How many of us here have an Instagram account? Maybe those of us that are probably running some business, Instagram, Twitter, and all that. I believe almost everybody do. Now, not to sound the truth of the matter is that anybody that is starting up a business now, you don't need a physical store to deliver it. Digital, the opportunity for what digital is provided is enormous. I mean, most of us know friends that all they have is an Instagram account and they're cashing out. But I was put note of caution. You cannot scale. I repeat, you cannot scale an Instagram account effectively because you don't own the platform. So if, for instance, now I'm into wig and I'm selling wig online and people have to DM me. So people will say DM. If 50 people DM you, the chances are that you are unable to respond to them as fast as it should. Just follow my thinking. Then somebody else who started on Instagram, built followership on Instagram, now set up a website, have all the wigs displayed, properly positioned, 3D view, angles and everything, you can view it. And the person now drives traffic to that website through their Instagram account. That person will be able to sell to 100 people almost instantly than somebody that stays on Instagram and say, DM me, DM to buy, DM account, So I'm not, that has provided, some people have made good money from that. What I'm saying is that in terms of scaling, so if you are talking to a business person now, the person says, I have an Instagram account to, people buy, see all my customers, they buy. I don't need a website of my own. That person is not thinking scale. That person is still thinking like a mom and pop shop. That means they're thinking like a small business that doesn't want to grow. If you want to scale, how many DMs can you really respond to? And once people DM you, you don't respond on time. And somebody else is selling the same thing, the same quality you are selling, but that person has a system that is able to capture customer data and able the customer make buying decisions instant. That means you make payments, I have a payment gateway, maybe. I'm not selling for them with some of these fintechs. You are able to pay. I can see that a payment has entered. Immediately, I get information. I'm able to dispatch. Compared to somebody saying DM your account, they are DM my account now. Then you send it. The GT Bank is saying that I'm not seeing it too. They have not received alert. You must think. There's what they call system thinking. In technology, system thinking. That means you are thinking as a system. That yes, I mean I've made 2 million, 3 million sterling via DM, but if I want to increase my sales, can I still stay as a DM Twitter seller? I don't think so. And the reason why we're having this discussion is that even though look at Amazon, for instance, imagine if Amazon didn't increase their capacity. Amazon has gone into all kinds of businesses to increase their capacity to earn revenue. So they are buying food delivery services, buying all those kind of small businesses to increase their capacity to deliver services. It's all about the customer. The more the buying decisions can be made seamlessly through your platform, the better the revenue you can get. And those kinds of decisions. Yes, you might not be able to build it as the tech talent if you are not maybe a software developer, but your thinking must be that these products and services, if we're doing 10 people now, I think we should, if we're going to move it to 100 or 200, I don't think this existing infrastructure that you have can be sustainable enough to manage 20 people. It's not possible. So you now begin to invest on both the back end and the front end to ensure that your capacity to deliver has increased. These are very important thinking patterns. The reason why I'm running through this course is that I want everybody here not to think like a techie, but to think like a business person. So that you, even in the event that you want to set up your own business, you understand why you are making the decisions you are making. It's not just about the technology, it's about what is the customer preference, what would enable us increase our capacity to deliver, and vis-a-vis costs and capital efficiency. And then we are able to deliver value for a larger market using technology as a tool. But we are all clear in this class that technology has come to stay. Because if you look at what we're teaching, there's a section on ERP, but there's a lot of two-thirds of the class is going to focus on the customer-facing activities, which is websites, digital marketing. The ERP is the backend tools that help you manage your processes internally, which is very important, because if you don't get those backend operations well, even if people are making requests or you are getting a lot of heat and a lot of patronage from your digital activities, if your backend operations are not well put together, you also have what we call bad customer experience. That means you're unable to deliver on the things that you're supposed to deliver for your target audience. I know I think I've taken up to an hour. Okay, I still have some time. So I think we'll just go straight to Q&A right away. So please, if you have questions regarding what I've spoke about, put your questions across quickly. Is there, Elizabeth, did you guys come up with any questionnaire format? No. Okay. So if you have questions, I think there's a question.
In the chat box, yes. Someone dropped a question earlier on.
Okay.
Help us read it.
Okay, so I can say, how big should a business be to have online presence? So business will argue that they are too small for online presence. Okay, so Samuel Chukwu, now let me tell you, the truth of the matter is that a business is not about it's not about where you are now, it's about where you want to be. You know, there's no business. I know some businesses start big, but most businesses start small. I mean, Jeff Bezos, there are pictures of where it started from his I think garage or something. There's a picture of him I saw some time back where he started. The truth of it is that if you say you are too small, the problem will be that you will remain small if you don't go online. Because business is not about you. So I'm trying to say this, try to make your customers or clients understand that the business is not about them, it's about the people they are serving. So if you want to keep selling, except you don't want to sell, the mistake most people make is that people say I'm making money now. Nokia was still selling phones when the likes of Samsung and Apple they were still selling, but the market was moving, they didn't see it. They're still selling. I mean, who could have thought that a Nokia will fold up? That's the problem. So if somebody says that I'm too small, but you can see that the pattern is changing. I'm telling you that people spend 62.7 billion pounds online. Alibaba's what do you call it? Alibaba's Black Friday. I can't remember. It runs into trillions. That means on that day, through that Alibaba platform, they make trillions of dollars. Why would you say that you don't want to go to where people are making trillions of dollars? There's no other way around it. You know, there's one thing for you to say. If you say you're too small, it's even because you are small that you need it. Because big businesses struggle with pivoting into technology because they've built a system around. Now, I'll give you an example of the banks. All the banks that are coming up now, they are not setting up branches. All the new banks have been lanced. They're not doing their traditional banks because they have a chance to get it right from the beginning. The big banks like the first banks of this world, the Zenith Bank of the world, they've already opened branch everywhere in the country. So they're even trying to find how to decommission those branches because you can actually divide these products and services without having so many branches. So it's when you are small that you can even do the right thing. And you don't have to start with, you don't have to start, but you must understand the need. Even if it's just digital marketing, you can master, which may be using Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and WhatsApp. At least you understand the need. Okay, you understand the need to pay attention to that. So you as a tech consultant, because I want to go tech consultant, you must be able to make them see why and give them examples of businesses that have suffered from not looking at the trends in the market to make adjustment. So my concern has to do with medical interviews. Will this training cover ability to produce softwares that will totally do the documentation in this field? Huh? You can't hear me? Okay, so Deepo, when if first session Ife, can you come up and respond to Ife, are you there? Balaji,
yes, I'm here.
please, can you respond to his question so that people can learn from that, if was possible? That's Deepo's question.
All right, so I was trying to clarify, are you a business and you need a software for your customers, or are you an IT person and you want to build something for another client? Kindly clarify. Yes, please. Hepzibah, please, can we enable?
I've asked him. He can.
All right, go ahead. Show me.
All right, can I go ahead now?
Yes, please.
All right, so my question simply is that from my own perspective and understanding, one of the major problem or barrier that we have in psychiatry essentially is that our interviews are long, and then we spend so much time doing a lot of documentation because of medical legal reasons. My own few years in technology, I see that most of what takes our time, if we have a software where clients can feel, and then it produces it at the back end as words, because the field is such that whatever you do has to have a level of documentation in case you have medical issues that you can present.
All right, sorry to cut you. Yeah, my challenge is not with like how do we create the solution. I just want to know how to address you. So it seems you're a medical person and you're looking for a solution to solve that problem, or are you trying to solve it for someone else? I don't want to know how to address you, so I know how best to answer the question.
Medical person.
You're a medical person.
Yes.
So
well,
you are
a challenge.
Business that needs a solution.
Yes. So it's an issue that we have on ground that I've not been able to solve. And
okay.
I've been looking. That's
all right. So what you can do, because of the scope of this particular session, what you can do is send an email to info@smarttech.ng. Please, if you could just drop the email address for him, or just send an email, and then we'll be able to take it. Since the scope is a bit, we're not able to accommodate that this time. But yes, we will definitely respond to that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Balaji. All right. Okay. So please, let's come up with our questions, please. Okay. So you said now, okay, can I for a newbie in business, how do I get idea for business? So I also ideas are everywhere now. So when I say ideas, it's not about ideas, it's about problem. I don't, because the reason why a lot of people in Nigeria don't make money is that they're not trying to solve anything that people are willing to pay money for. So I would rather say that if you identify any problem, and it's not every problem can be solved in technology, and I'll explain. That's why we are having this class. It's not every problem. So for instance, the furniture business is an existing market. That means people will buy furniture for their house, for their office, for their shop, for all kinds of things. But what I'm saying is that that industry is in need of disruption. So you might not necessarily be solving you are innovating. So I would rather say that what innovations can you come up with as somebody that's been technically empowered? So you look at an industry, for instance, maybe during this session we'll put you to go and work with maybe a fast food of some sort, and you see that their existing system only sells food physically. That means there's no way for delivery. And then you can begin to make them understand why that even though you are selling to 10, even if you have leftovers every day, you might not necessarily have leftovers if you can explore the option of digitally reaching out to people to buy food from you. So that is a problem we have identified that is limiting the growth of revenue for that business. Because the essence of this session is to enable you become a technical consultant of some sort that understands business, that is not just about idea, let me put it that way, but it's about what problems can I see? Because it's about problem solving. Once you are solving a problem, even your clients will be willing to continue to pay you. Many a times when people tell people that in digital marketing, the person don't want to spend money, it's because the person doesn't think that you understand where their problem is, and that the direction in which you are taking them doesn't seem to show any sign of delivering revenue, because it's all about making more money and staying afloat. So if I'm making 10 naira for my physical store and you want me to deploy technology, you must be able to understand, you must be able to convince me that, okay, if I deploy this extra 100 naira or 200 naira, I will be able to increase my revenue to maybe 50 naira per day, or I'm just using, these are small figures, or 100 naira or 200. But that understanding is what you need. I don't know if I'm communicating. So that's the essence of this class, is to help you to be able to see it from the angle of the customer, so that that's what guarantees your relevance, not just the skill, particularly because in times like this, businesses are looking for how to cut costs and also increase their revenue. I think I've answered all the questions. Any other questions, please? I'm running out of time. Still have time. They are trying to chase me from this session. You can should I the moderators are telling me that it's okay. All right. I'm reporting you to the class. Don't mind them. So, but can we have people turn on their screens just for a few minutes? For a computer operator, what can I market digitally? Beautiful. When you say computer operator, you can market your skills. I'm telling you. There's a company called Bods, BODDS. The reason why people are going to them is because they found a way to digitally position themselves as a reliable computer repair. I'm telling you, and they're making cool cash. But they use digital to show people that we are reliable. They show pictures of their store. So you must also, because digital is about what people see. So even if you're a computer operator, you can have you can capture all your activities, get customer reviews that shows that anybody that brings a computer to you to fix. When you say computer operator, sorry, like computer operator, can you give more details? Like you work on computers. Can you give me more details, Prince, please? I think I might be answering the wrong question. Answering your questions wrongly. Can you give, Prince, are you there? what do you mean, computer operator? Do you like, huh? Can you talk, please? Can you guys unmute him so they can talk, please? Prince, can you explain to me? Oh, typesetting, printing, and other stuff. Okay. Yes, definitely. Definitely. If you print, that means you do have a printing press. Can you speak out so that I can ask some more detailed questions so that I know how to address this?
Sorry, sir. I mean, I run a small computer shop. So I type, I print, design ID cards, logo, and stuff like that.
Okay, I get it. I get you now. Okay. So here's it. Now, that business that you do, I know people like shops like Printivo, Kia Print. What they do is that, because do you have a Facebook account? Do you have a Instagram account that shows what you do, and try to reach out to people through that platform? For instance, now if you print an ID card, design of an ID card, can you take a picture of it and put it on your Facebook or Instagram account? Because what we're saying is that your traditional business that you're doing now, and the reason why you are here now is that one of the things you're going to learn from this process is that we're going to teach you what we call digital marketing. So you're going to understand how to convert a traditional model that might not necessarily be visible digitally to be visible digitally. That's what we're trying to do with this program. So we're going to empower you with the skills that will enable you be able to push your computer operation business and also develop the skills that you can trade off, because there's some businesses that are doing now, in all fairness, if typesetting in the next 3-4 years, nobody will be going to any place to typeset because everybody will have a system. Most people will type by themselves. So that system, that typesetting might not necessarily be relevant so one of the benefits of this session is also open you to new things you can do, new skills you can acquire that will help you become much more your skills will be on demand more than what you presently have. That means you develop skills that will enable people to engage your services more. Then I will give Balaji. Balaji wants to say something about that. So Balaji, just can you unmute and speak?
Yeah, okay. So I'll try and the answer will try and touch a bit on what Prince Amond is saying, as well as what Sunday also is asking, just to talk. So the thing with every business is the number one thing about a business. So you're an IT person, you're dealing with a business. Business is like almost equal to customers. Without customers, or with everything revolves around customers. So, and when I say understanding customers, it means identifying who your customers are, understanding your customers, and making it easy for your customers to be able to patronize you. So it's like almost everything in business. A solid business is a solid customer-oriented business, meaning the business, first of all, identifies their customers well, identifies their customers, understands their customers, and that can make it easy for the customers to relate to them. So in the case of Prince Hammond, what you have to sell, your business is around, you type, you print, you do all that stuff. You need to, something which Tunde said, which is very important, is you are a phase now that you have to evolve. And it happens if there's a documentary I saw, 50 businesses that failed, including big names like Kodak. In fact, I don't know if you've seen that today, as in top businesses in the world that failed because they didn't evolve enough. So to evolve because of customers. So if it seems more of your customers are having laptops and printers at home, then you need to make a change. And so the change means that, okay, maybe you say you do ID cards and things like that. Then maybe for the people that print, maybe can you connect? Are you sure there are some people that still don't have printers at home? If there are people that don't have printers, then can you publicize yourself to them? Maybe tell them that, okay, if you have something to print, just WhatsApp me the PDF, I'll print. You need to change the way you market them. Maybe the people that have ID cards, okay, not everybody has ID card printers. You need to find a way to reach out to those people maybe go to an office area and say that, okay, we will make sure your staff have ID cards. I don't know. You just need to, don't wait for people to come to you. Find out a way you could take whatever you offer, maybe change it a bit and take it to those people, because without that connection, then there is no business. The same thing also for Sunday. So even if you have a company, yeah, it's not enough for the company to just have social media, websites, and all those stuff. You said the operation is poor. So what does the business do? Who are the customers of the business? How can you take all those your assets, whether it's social media, make them useful to the customers? If the customers don't connect to you or even know what you have, customers are not going to come and meet your website. It doesn't mean anything to them. So if the customers, if they come to your website, can they even interact with you? Can they buy something? Can they contact you? Can they see what you have? If you have a website that shows your vision and your mission, how does that help your customers? So you must make sure that your website or your social media platform is actually helping your customers. If it's not helping your customers, what are the problems your customers even have? So I don't know your business. It's large scale business. Let's say you do insurance. Do you understand? Which is not a very common, very common topic. Do you understand? I'm just giving that example. Let's say it's a big insurance company. So first of all, who are the people that need insurance? Or even if people don't need insurance, how can your business on social media make insurance attractive to them? Can you do a little video that tells me why I should be insured? Or 5 things I'm going to get being insured? If you put that on social media, I might watch it. But if you're a big business and you're an insurance business, be as big as ExxonMobil. If you don't tell me the usefulness of insurance, I'm not going to come to your website. I'm not going to buy anything. I don't care how nice your IT or your website is. If you don't connect to me as a customer, there is no point. So your role as an IT person is to make sure that your business can connect to the customers. Do they tell their story properly? So you'll be bothering things about creating content, digital media content, which is later on in this program, and all those things that actually make you connect to the customers. Without IT connecting to the customers, IT is not useful. All right, Sunday, please.
Okay, thank you. I think so. I think one of the things that you will take home from this session, I can guarantee you, is that digital marketing is very important. You know, and it's not about just opening an account. It's about communication. It's about communication. That means how do you? Because let me tell you one thing. People think that so every day I put stuff on my status. People don't have to respond. It's not my friends that I'm targeting to. But if you are not consistently pushing things out, people have conversations. Say, I want to buy shirts. There's this guy. That's how sales happen. So when you are out there constantly, it's not the people that are seeing you that may buy you, but they will talk to somebody. There's this guy, there's this company. What's their name? Say, okay, so company. But if you are not consistently out there putting out communications that are detailed, precise, talking about what you do with prices, depending on with prices, showing, the customer can make a decision instantly. Once you are doing that consistently, might not be the people that are seeing it that will buy it, but they will talk to somebody. I've gotten a major deal just because somebody that has been seeing my post mentioned to somebody else and they say, hey, there's this guy that does this. So next thing they came and the rest is history. So, but that guy got to know about me digitally. There was no way I could have shown him my business physically. But we're constantly pushing out information on a daily basis. Business is not child's play. You have to be consistent doing, and when you try something that doesn't work, you keep evolving. But you must understand that the fact that you try a digital approach and doesn't work in the first time doesn't mean it's not working. See, Coca-Cola, all the big brands, they keep spending on adverts. It's because if they stop it, their sales will drop because they are trying to be top of your mind. They call it top of your mind engagement. That means when you are thinking of buying any soft drink, it is Coke you want to buy, not because there are no other products, but because Coke is on your face every day. So the reason why digital marketing is important, and it doesn't have to be expensive. It's not every time you have to do sponsored posts, but you have to be all out there using your status in WhatsApp, using your Twitter account if you have one, using your Facebook account if you have one, using your Instagram, consistently talking to people, coming up with ideas on how to improve engagement, new product delivery, and all that. It is about consistency. And we are here to teach you how to do it. And then once you understand how to do it, you are able to consistently push it out there. That's why we are here to organize this program and make sure that everyone involved is able to gain something significant from these sessions. Okay, so I would like us to, for those of us that don't mind, turn off our, I like to see the people that I'll be talking to. It's not easy to talk to black screens. So if you don't mind, just to get to know people, if you can turn on your mic, huh? Turn on your mic, view. Okay, so I can see some people here. Okay, just to get to know the people that we've spent 1 hour talking to. Okay, thank you. I think we've had a good time so far. John Taiwo, Prince Armand, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, thank you. So, all right, it's been a pleasure being here. So I think if there are no more questions, Bolaji will take over from here and run through a few minutes. We don't intend to bore you. We understand that a lot of Zoom calls have been happening all this year, and we are not oblivious of that. Okay, thank you. Yeah. All right. So Ebziba, introduce Bolaji and then take it up from there. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tunde. Such an amazing time. Thank you, thank you. So, yes, we really learned so much from your session. Thank you, thank you. We look forward to seeing your face again and hearing your voice. Okay, so at this moment, we'll be bringing Mr. Bolaji on board. Mr. Bolaji is a tech enthusiast, very passionate about technology, and he'll be speaking to us about the future of IT for businesses, IT skills. He'll be talking to us as a tech consultant, and then also work ethics and project deliverables. So the next voice you're going to be hearing after now would be that of Mr. Bolaji. Please let's make welcome Mr. Bolaji.
All right, thank you. Thanks everyone. All right, so we'll just, I won't take too much time. We'll just go straight into the next session. Then I'll connect from where, what Sunday I started, and then just take it a bit more technical. The first thing I'd like to say is, please really take notes as in, extract as much benefit from these sessions. I know a lot of us are like, we're like active, we just want to start the real thing. Okay, how can I build websites? How can I do all that immediately? But please take this session very important, because without understanding the businesses you're dealing with, there's going to be an issue. So this is very much, or even more important than understanding how to build ads or how to build websites. And that's why you really need to make sure everything Tunde started with, you've taken notes. Yeah, we'll still make this video available. So I just want to stress the importance of this session. So we really pay attention. You know, it's much more important. One of the things I know from also Tunde and myself is that we've been on both sides over the years, over the last 15 years, on both the side of technical technical talent, and also at the side of a business. So we've seen both sides, and that's why everything we're saying is actually from both sides, so that you get the big picture. Your number one strength as a tech talent is your ability to understand the business. Please know that. You know, we'll talk about some people, like some of the answers we gave about like something about the medical business. We talked a bit about the person. Just like a business, the strength of a business is understanding the customer. You know, as a tech talent, the business is like your customer. So if you don't understand that business, which is your customer, and you don't understand how they operate and what is important to them, then there is no point. So I just want to stress that this is important. I'll start with the first one, understanding the future of IT for business. Now, I'm sure you asked, if you notice the 4 things which you said we're focusing on, number 1, understanding businesses. We're focusing on 4 things. The first is understanding business, which is what the session about. The second is about things like websites and getting businesses online. The third is about digital marketing, and then 4th is business automation. Why are we not choosing things like programming and writing Java and coding artificial intelligence and machine learning and all those big names? Yes, trust me, we know those things are big names, but there's something that you need to understand about the future of IT for businesses. We've been around for a bit. I personally have seen the evolution of IT for business for quite a long time. I started as like on the talent side consulting for businesses way back as early as 2008, 2009. And one thing I've seen is, let me give you a typical example, where there are some aspects of IT that are focusing on business and some that just focus on core technology. I'll give you an example. There was a time when we used to build sites like way 2008, 9, 10, 11, 2011, where if you want to build a web application, you have to code it from scratch, meaning you build your frameworks, you write the pages using pure PHP. If I want to build a website for a business, I write the different views, the home page, the about us page. By 2013, I'd completely dropped writing it manually because a framework called WordPress had grown very powerful enough to be able to build websites. So even though I was a developer and I could build a site from scratch, write the controllers, the routers, do all your views, and then connect to the databases, it was completely useless for building a website for an average business. Because you had a framework called WordPress that could do everything. Guess what? White House website is built with WordPress. Lagos State Government website is built with WordPress. So if you're learning how to code to be able to build a website for a business, it's a waste of skill. And that's why we decided to focus on those skills, because we have a large market of businesses that need help. What are the areas they need help with? Getting online, basic website. So we're not teaching you using Java and PHP or using React Native to build a website. It's a waste of skills, as much as it's a waste of skills for that market. I hope you're understanding. Now, okay, someone is saying can't view Mr. Bolaji as a teacher. Sorry, is it me or all right, no problem. So you can learn what you want to apply all those big names, machine learning, React Native, all those big things. You use them for, let me just take them out for now. There are other things you use them for. But as businesses, the majority of businesses are concerned, the things they actually need now is them being able to get online, them being able to sell online, them being able to reach their businesses, and them being able to automate their businesses in the background. So that is the future of IT for businesses. Things are going to change. So I'm a programmer, I'm a bad programmer. I can write big things like backend and controllers and views and all those things. Eventually, those skill sets will be going into building things like frameworks and systems. So meaning that those skills will be more useful for people that build things like even website builders. So yes, the people that are maintaining the WordPress website itself, those are now the people that are using those real advanced skills. People that are using frameworks. So for example, you need very big developers in payment systems, like you have in Nigeria, you have your Paystacks. Yes, those are the big names and developers, and people that are using machine learning and doing their React Natives. But for businesses, you just need someone that will help them to adopt Paystack to their business. I just hope we understand the difference. And so we understand what is the future of IT for business. And is that future we're trying to prepare you for? So instead of, yes, there are sessions and efforts we have towards core software engineers. So if you really want to be a software engineer to build those advanced systems, yes, there are pathways for you. But now, the majority of, remember something Tunde said, it says that if you don't understand your customers and identify your customers, then there's no point. If the majority of your customers need how to get online and sell online and be visible to their customers, and you are there learning how to write subroutines for Java, then you just end up having a skill and there's nobody patronizing you. So it's important for you to understand your customers are businesses, or the majority of your customers are people that need help, are businesses all over this. Currently now we're in Nigeria. So all over in Nigeria, in Lagos, every part of the country, you need people that get online. And that's why we're focusing on this. Secondly, the second part is IT skills and being a tech consultant. Yes, a lot of things which Tunde stressed that being able to understand being a tech consultant, you have to first of all be a consultant before you can even sell your ability to write this, ability to build websites. I can do ads for you. You know, one thing is that even as an IT talent, you are still a business in a way. So even before you even go to a big business, so for example, you now grow into the big Microsoft. So you started as an IT talent, as a small website designer, and now you are Microsoft tomorrow, or you are Showumi Soft. Sorry, that's the last name on the chart. So before you become that, so from the individual to the big company to Showumi Soft, you're still a business. Why? Because you understand your customers. So you're first a consultant, and you must learn how to be a satisfactory consultant. Because do you know what? Businesses don't care about your skills. You need to understand that. Maybe Tune should stress that. I don't care if you know how to use WordPress. I'm talking as a business person now. I don't care if you know how to write PHP. I don't care. The problems I have is I need to be online. I need a website where customers can understand my products. I need to sell. When I sell, I need to get alerts. Or, okay, I need to appeal to customers in a Ikeja area. I need to appeal to old people between the ages of 50 above because I'm selling a medical supplement. That is my problem. I don't care if you can do Facebook ads or you do your images. And if you don't know that that is what the businesses want, you are just there going on and on about your skills. Who cares? So that is why we need you, before we start teaching the skills, we need to understand, don't be overly focused on yourself. Look at the customer. Always look at the business. Understand the business. What are they thinking? What do they need? What are their problems? Someone asked the question, how do I start an idea for a business? Look at the problems. It's as simple as that. What are the problems? Businesses solve problems. Businesses are not... You know, we used to make this joke about businesses that are so fantastic about themselves, and you know, your website is about how you are going and your vision and what you want to become in Nigeria. Who cares? I come to your website. If you don't tell me how I can engage you and how I can see your product and how your product will benefit me, I don't want to know. Stop being self-centered as an IT talent. Yes, focus on the skills, but understand that, in fact, if you say between your skills and you're being able to consult, that's why you need to see everything Tunde has been able to talk. In fact, a lot of people are benefiting from him as businesses because everything he's telling you is how your business must evolve. You must be able to do the same thing Mr. Tunde Makaiva is doing to you. You must be able to do it to a business. You must be able to talk intelligently. You cannot come to a business and be saying, for WordPress, we have to install it on the server. The server is going to cost 50,000 Naira. The business will not call you again. Take that from me. I don't care whether a server. So if recently I was trying to engage a digital marketing for a business I was consulting with. So I needed a digital marketer, and I was trying to connect it to the business to solve that. And the marketer was sending me a proposal about when the payment has to be made and all the things about, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? This is the problem. Understand what our problem is. We need these products to get online. We have 1 month to do it. Tell me about how we're going to take the products to the people. Then you can tell me the cost implications. But when you are so usual about first, we have to sign a contract. I've not gotten back to the person. It's been 2 weeks from now. I don't care about your stories and how we are going to pay you and how we have to sign a contract to pay you. Stop being self-centered as an IT tech consultant. So, I mean, as an IT talent. So, yes, I understand we need, because of a lot of things, the situation in the country, we all need money. Everybody needs money. Sorry, is there anyone that doesn't need money? Mr. Tunde, is there anyone that doesn't need money here? But can you put that in the back burner first and stop being focused on, they have to pay. Come. So yes, we understand these skills are also to help our situations and to make sure that we have income and we have revenue. Yes, I know everybody needs money. But first of all, don't be concerned on how the business, understand the business first. Let me tell you why you need to understand the business. It's two reasons and why you need to understand how businesses think. Two things. Number one, when you satisfy the customer, he's not going to leave you. Once you satisfy the customer you're dealing with, whether it's someone that needs a website or someone that needs digital marketing or someone that needs you want to tell the person how to apply software tools to improve their processes. If you don't sit down and the person is happy with you first, the person is not going to call you later. I'll just give you an example. Someone, a digital marketer, engaged 2 weeks ago. I've not gotten back to the person. There's nothing I want to do with the proposal they sent. Because the person was just so concerned about himself. It's forgot, gone, moved on. So, but if the person listened to me and started to talk the same way, like you see, we're talking to you, like Mr. Tunde was talking to a business, that how this thing will help your business to move forward in practical terms, not quotable quotes you're going to memorize online. One of the things I didn't even like about that digital marketer is that I said, send me 1 or 2 pages about how you're going to solve this problem. He sent me an 8-page proposal. The first 5 pages were talking about a lot of grammar, copy and paste online, about how digital marketing is something. See, you know, I got upset in the reply because I don't have time for too much stories. Tell me in practical terms how your skill set is going to help my business. That's after you listen to what I said the business was. So I'm just stressing that part of being a tech consultant plus your IT skills. So don't tell me your IT skills. Tell me how your IT skills will solve the problems. So you've listened to me, you've understood the problems of the tech of the business, and then you're now saying that, okay, we're going to set up this for you. So that once we set up this for you, it's going to be accessible here. Then we will now reach your customers. They are online. This is how we'll create your ads. Once it talks to them, they'll now come to your website. Then they'll buy. We'll also set up this and this technology so that when they buy, you get an alert. Then when they get an alert, you just reply and then you will now ship to them. Break it down in ways they can understand. I hope, I don't know, am I making sense before I move to the next part? So can I just have just show of hands, or am I on the right path? Hope I'm not talking to myself. Okay, so silence is consent, yeah? All right, fantastic. So, so I just want to know, please feel free to, if you still have questions, you can paste them down or write them down. We will get to them during the Q&A. So feel free, if your question comes to your mind, please go ahead and write the question down. We'll take it during the Q&A, but just to be sure that we're connecting. I too am being a consultant to you, so I need to be sure I'm connecting to you and I'm not just so in love with the sound of my voice. That is one thing you shouldn't do as a consultant to a business. Don't be so happy with how much you are talking all the technical grammar. You don't even know whether the business understands what you're saying at all. You just wasted a lot of time. So that's also one thing. All right. So I think I've already touched on those two issues. Understand where IT is going and why this training is here. And then secondly, the understanding your IT skills are secondary to your ability to be a consultant to the business. If the business is not happy with you, if they just say that these IT people, they're just grammar, as in what is server now? Do you understand? The business you're talking to doesn't care what server is. And we are going to server. What is server? What's my business with server? Come, how am I going to get more customers? So talk in their language, and so they are happy with you. Fantastic. All right. Please, if you help me. So the next section is about work ethics. We're going to share this maybe during this session or at the end. Please, if you could, at the end of the session on WhatsApp group, we can make available this document. I think we'll make it available to you, but please, I believe if you can share the document on the role guide for talent, I'm just going to use that
Okay.
to work ethics and project deliverables. So for work ethics, but we'll still make the thing available on WhatsApp so you can download and keep. Yes, I've seen your question, Uche. I will touch it during the Q&A. A fantastic question. We'll touch it during the Q&A. So work ethics, yeah, you can scroll up to the next page. So work ethics, why work ethics? Work is there are some rules and ways. There's a way you should deal that if a business sees it, yeah, we can stay here. If a business sees it, chances are they will take you serious. Should I tell you one secret? Let's even go to the issue. We all like money. We want to get big money or want to charge big money for our skills. Should I tell you one thing? A business takes you as serious as you present yourself. You know, sometimes we think the issue is about you can do one service for 50,000 and you can do that service for 500,000. And you can do that service and call that service 10,000 and the business won't take you serious. Should I tell you the secret? How you present yourself. Yes, people, I'm sure in our mind, someone said packaging. Yes, well, packaging is part of it, but packaging that doesn't make sense. It's not just packaging. Do you understand? So yes, you should dress well, come to my office well, write proposal, but if your grammar and everything doesn't connect in my language, so bamboozling a business with big grammar is not packaging. Do you understand? It doesn't look, people are tired, they move on. Do you get people have moved on. So you are not the first person to give big grammar about how we will use artificial intelligence. What's my business with artificial intelligence? I said I want to sell. So using big grammar doesn't solve the problem. So yes, packaging. But let me tell you one of the things. The manner in which you conduct your relationship with me. So for example, in a meeting, you tell the person, okay, so the first time you are introduced to your client, the first time you meet the person on WhatsApp, say that, thank you for your interest in the service. When will be convenient for you and I can call you and try and understand your business better? That is a plus for you. If the first thing you say is, come, so for our introductory package for marketing, 50K, for our premium package, 60K, that's the end. So find out first. So I just want to say those are the ethical things. So first of all, so I'm just going to go on the screen so I don't talk too much so that I can keep on going on and on. Attitude. The most valuable aspect of a service is attitude. So in both written and verbal communication, you know what? I used to tell a lot of my staff, I tell them, you know, some of us need to learn how to write English. I know we chat a lot on WhatsApp. Hey, GM, good morning. How did they even write it? GD, GDM, whatever, good morning. Please don't do that with a business. Yes, even if you didn't study English at school at least, or even if you didn't do WAEC, whatever, you should learn how to write stuff. Even the way, should I tell you the way I detect in my email if someone is Yahoo Yahoo? Do you understand? The English is bad. You know what? I know the corporate comms of a bank can never send this email. So I don't need to even click anything. Your English is bad. And I'm not saying write big English. No, just make it your communication. So that's about written attitude. Then your verbal attitude. You're trying to get to know your business. Understand the business first. Ask, is this a good time to call you? I can call you. Yes, you're spending your credits. Or you ask if you know you don't have credit to call. So when is a good time to call? Or I'll be available between 3 and 4. You could call me or tell me when is the better time. You could use data. Attitude. Be cautious, be respectful. Number 2, soft skills is the same thing. Communication, listening. There are ethical issues. You know, those things are the first thing. If you do, let's even say after the person told you, do you understand? Maybe even the person said that it's busy, can't get across to you. You now see this document I'm sharing with you. Doesn't it show that we mean business? If you take time, let's say you're a digital marketer, you're a website person, you do a 1-page with your brand logo, no price, so a brand logo, you put the steps in your designing your website. Do you understand? Steps in how to design your website. You do everything. Step 1, we will hear everything you want. You will tell us this. Step 2, we will do this. If you send this 1 or 2-page PDF to a customer on WhatsApp, before or after the call, it shows your logo, everything is well typed and formatted. Don't you think by the time you finish listening to the person after 3 days, you now send the person a bill of X amount of naira? Don't you think the person will take you a bit more serious? But you want to engage with a business, or after that one, what's the first thing you say? GM, good morning. Okay. To start that business, is it 50,000? You've just lost the business. And then you say that the customer are not coming. So your soft skills and your ethics matters. Your work plan, after understanding everything. Yeah, yes, I know this thing we are going to looks like, oh, this is work. Let me learn how to bend this and now start to look. Everything about a business is the customer. If I'm not satisfied, you cannot force a customer to pay it unless you're going to bring a gun. God forbid. Unless you're going to bring a gun. If so, find ways in which, and yes, if you know you don't have time to speak all the grammar, that's why you have this kind of document. Take 1 week and prepare a nice document, 1 page, 2 page that shows the steps, so that everybody, anytime you, maybe someone refers, your brother, your cousin, an agency refers a customer to you, you tell them, schedule for a phone call, even before they send the phone call, have these nice documents that shows the steps of your services. The customer will take you very serious that, oh, fantastic, these guys seem to know what they are doing. So the next time you take this, the person is building respect for you. Eventually, when they know your charge, they would take your charge serious. All right, fine. So I don't want to talk about charge. Have a work plan. Number 3. A work plan means that a client wants to know the end from the beginning. Trust me, these customers have been bumped several times. So you are not the first to come and prove your knowledge. Sometimes they've paid X amount of Naira for something. And then when they paid it, they did not get anything. They've paid enough. So you coming, just know that when you're coming, you are not the first to come and speak grammar. So if you don't show them a plan from the beginning to the end, okay, I'm going to use the next 2 days to understand. So phase 1, I'm going to use the next 2 days to understand what you want. We can do it over 1 or 2 phone calls. When I understand what you want, phase 2, I'm going to send you a step-by-step execution plan. You see, you don't have to download too many templates. 1-page execution plan is enough. So, okay, step 1, I'm going to execution plan. First, we're going to now do this. We're going to do this. Part of that execution plan, if you want to write prepayment, is okay. But show that this money, you are not going to disappear. It's that simple. Show that you are not going to disappear. That's why you need to be professional. So show a work plan. Then after, after we start your work, after the prepayment, then we're going to use set up your website or set up your social media channels. That will take 3 days. We'll have this and this. Maybe step 2B, the requirements. What is your preferred business name? Do you have a logo? You're going to send it to me. Do you have this? You're going to send it to me. Then after that one, I'm going to set up your social media page. I'm going to set up your website, or I'm going to set up your software or something. Then step 4, after I set it up, I'm going to give you first phase of testing, beta testing. That's going to take another 3 days. Then you're going to test for 3 days. Anything you don't understand, you're going to get back to me. Do you understand? And then I'm going to have another 3 days to fix it. Then step 5, I'm going to do a final presentation for you. Then after doing a final presentation for you, then we're going to sign off. Then balance payments or final payments, whatsoever. Have a work plan. Once you show a business from the beginning to the end what it is that you are doing, it's okay. It's fine. The person has confidence. If your business is confidence in you, there are great chances they'll be happy with paying you whatever it is, that you want them to pay. Number 4, samples. Show samples. Don't think that after, one of the things that aids me talking to you is that you have something you are looking at, and that thing looks a bit okay. Or let's say that, if SmartTech do not have a website now, you will not have a sample. How do you think you're going to take us serious? So have samples of things you've done before. Do you understand? So and this is very important, because it's better for a business to say that I like this one you did for X, or I like this one, I like sample 3, sample 4, I want it like that, or we did a social media campaign for this, see what we did, I like the way you did for this one. If you don't have a sample to show to the business, chances are the business is good, and it's not their fault. Businesses are like that. They are going to drag you all over the place. After you build, if you don't show them a sample and have an agreement with them, do you understand? Then you just say, let's start, just pay and we'll start. After you finish building the first thing, they'll say, I don't like that logo. Please, they'll now send you the logo of their competitor or their business. I want it like that. Because you never agreed at the beginning how it should look, how it should not look. You didn't send any templates. There was no reference point for what you're going to do. So have samples, all right? Next, your technical expertise. Yes, you need to be able to, not that you won't show your expertise, you need to show you have expertise, but you need to be able to show it in a way, in a language that they understand. So, because trust me, that's why I said someone sent me a large document about how social media marketing. First of all, I was upset. The person that was sending me a document, who says I don't know about digital marketing? So don't come and send me how it's going to help my business. So this business has a lot of things that will listen to you. Do you understand? So if anything you are saying is not addressing their problems, you've lost their attention. So show technical expertise. It's good to show it because you need to show you know what you're doing. Tell them sometimes, okay, because they've had some times, we're going to use WordPress, we're going to use Facebook, we're going to create a Facebook client area, we're going to set up this software for you, and then we're going to use MailChimp for your marketing. Yes, go technical, but show it on what's MailChimp. So everyone will say, we're going to use MailChimp for you. Who is MailChimp? I don't know. Is he a monkey? I don't know who MailChimp is. Tell them that MailChimp will help all your customers, so that if you want to send them happy birthday or send them Merry Christmas or send them Happy Workers' Day, you send it to them easily tomorrow. Explain something technical in layman's language. You just tell them we're going to inject MailChimp. What is that? Do you understand? So show a technical exercise. Then time delivery. This is one of the most crucial things. Be on time. If you told the client, I'm going to send you by Thursday night, I'm going to send you the first draft, send it on Thursday night. Once you miss that Thursday night, it's not a good thing. The client starts to lose respect for you. We can move to the next slide. The client starts to lose respect for you. Timeliness is number one for business. So you must be able to do that, you know. Escalations, if things is okay, it's not a crime for things to go wrong. So something happened, you said you deliver on Thursday night, Thursday night, and you're able to deliver. Let the person know on Wednesday. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma. Unfortunately, I might not be able to make it tomorrow night, or let's even say it's on Thursday morning. I promised, I gave you my word, I was going to send this or finish this tonight. I'm sorry, it's not going to complete, but you will get it by 3 p.m. on Friday afternoon. It's okay, no problem. But keeping quiet, and then on Thursday night, the client, or is on Friday morning, client says, how far, where's this thing? You know, say, sorry, I'm working on it. That's the most annoying thing you can tell the client, I'm working on it. We had an agreement. You know, we had an agreement. You did not communicate on time. You did not escalate to me. You do not tell me this is what is going on. Is when I now asked you, you are now telling me something happened to the NEPA pole in our estate. Don't do that. Don't look unprofessional. Yeah. So that's it. Non-disclosure is also okay. Yeah, this is important on some key projects, not on every project. So please don't start a project asking for non-disclosure. We have to sign an agreement. That thing upsets me. We've not even gone far into the thing. You don't understand. I don't trust you. I don't know you. That's why we have to sign non-disclosure. Is that what's going to solve my business problem? So it's important, note it there. But then next page, please. But then it's not. If a business gets that serious that you think you need to trade some things, then you can move into non-disclosure. So this is the second phase. So sorry, I'll just run through this very quickly. Sorry, is this 1 or 2 pages? Can we go to the next page? I just want to be sure so I know how to. Can you go to the next page, please? Okay, there are 2 pages. All right, fine, no problem. These are the phases. Okay, go back to the previous. Go back to this. So I'll try and run through this so we can ask questions. We're going to share this document with you, as I said. So deliverables, as I said. Stages. Number 1, there must be a project brief. Forget the big grammar. It just means that let's even understand each one of ourselves. After you've understood everything the client wants, just have a document that you said documents that these are the stages. So you said you want a logo, or you said you want the social media. So I'm going to do a logo for you. I'm going to set up your Facebook page. I'm going to set up a Facebook page. I'm going to add a post or 3 posts. I'm going to add 3 posts, 1 per day or 1 in 3 days. And then I'm going to help you place an ad. Let it be clear what you are going to do. Do it. No, don't have it documented in like a 1-page and send it to the client. Good afternoon, Margaret. These are the things we agreed I'm going to do for you. It's okay. Type it. You have Google Docs. You don't even need to have a Microsoft Word system. You have Google Docs. Just type it. Make it look nice. That's all. No, you don't need to look for a fancy template. So that at least we know. So that if something changes, because it's okay for clients to change their minds later. It's not a crime. And that's one thing you need to understand as a technical client. Don't go getting upset and getting verbal and abusive with a client. You change your mind. You didn't say it at the beginning. You know the problem. You did not even have a project brief at the beginning of the project. So that's why you can't even hold the client accountable that we didn't agree to this at the beginning, because you never wrote anything down. And so even if the client wants to add it, it will be clear that this wasn't in the project at the beginning. It immediately the client wants to add something later down the line. That come up, this one you're adding, it is 25K. Do you understand? That's bad attitude. Understand first. When the client wants to add something, good, understand that, write it down as a little addition to that. Then that document you had as your initial brief, put revision 2. From number 4 to number 6, these are the new things you did. Is that okay with you? When he says okay, let me look at it and I'll get back to you on how long it will take and how much extra it's going to cost. It's okay. The client will hear you out. But not immediately the client wants to change something. Even if it's when I was change something, it's going to cost you. That's bad attitude. And it can lose you the job. All right. So have a project, the work plan, I've talked about it. Your work plan, your brief is what are the things I'm doing. Your work plan is in which phase am I going to do it. So they're slightly different. Number 3, always have a place you're storing a client's document. Please. It should be a remote thing. Can be Google Drive, a project folder you created just for the client, or even on your personal laptop, create a project folder for the client, but make sure there's a remote storage. Yeah. So ignore. So sometimes this talks about different roles, web developers, media, UI, UX, project manager. Don't worry, it's just understand the flow. Have a local storage on your system, then also have it in a remote place so that if something happens to your laptop, that won't be the end of the project. Have a local storage, a single point. You can have subfolders inside that big folder, but that big folder now, back it up somewhere. So always have a storage so that, and then make sure you're backing up a daily basis so that it's not that, sorry, ma, the laptop crashed, and don't do that. Always have project storage. Access credentials. Anything a client sends to you, have it use it. So there are some secure tools that you can use to store it somewhere. Please don't drop a client's password and be exchanging it flying up and down on WhatsApp. Or client's password, you now write it, you now paste it on your desktop. Keep things as a credentials, respect the client. So there are some remote tools like maybe a password manager that you can store your client credentials. Even if you create login credentials for them, create it somewhere and share with them. There are some password managers and credentials that you can even share with somebody that this is your login for Facebook. This is your login for the website, your admin area. This is your login for this. Store it in another place so that you can always deliver to them. Staging and testing environment. Yes, if you're building things like, this might not be applicable for all roles. Maybe if you're just doing the social media. Always have a place for testing and a place before you now push it to the fine clients things. Not that the client has not launched. You put Lorepsum, Gypsum inside their main website, and then they get upset. Why are you spoiling my brand? Always have a place that you show them that, okay, this is what we are testing. When you are satisfied and you give us a go ahead, we can move on to the next place. The next page, please. Next page. Then, okay, report and communication is very important. Communication, I've already talked about communication. Always, if possible, on a daily basis or the weekly basis, depending on how long the project is. If you are doing a 3-month project, every week you should give an update to the client. It can just be a simple template you have done. Once you do it once, week 1, you change it next week, week 2, then 3 bullet points. These are the things we achieved this week. This is the link, or this is the URL. Then that same template, save as copy. Week 3, you don't have to start a whole software to do a report. If it's a monthly thing, give weekly reports. If it's 1 month or more. If it's like a 1-week project, give daily reports. Daily reports put your clients at mind at rest. Just every day, even if it's WhatsApp message every day, so you might not have to send a document for a daily thing. Just WhatsApp. These are the things we've done today. 1, 2. This is the link for this one. That's all. Send. I will give you another report tomorrow. The client will say, thank you so much. No problem. It won't disturb you. But when you keep quiet and mute, as if this thing is not a paid job, you keep quiet, then the client will now unleash on you. Where have you been? You people have started again. Thieves. Do you understand? Don't just keep the client informed, on a reporting and communication matters a lot. Then reviews, give aspect for reviews. Agree from your work plan at the beginning that, okay, this is when I'll ask you for your comments. I'll first do a draft in 2 days, or I'll do something, give me time to do this. Then I'll ask for your comments by weekend. Let them know so that it's not that as you are doing it, the client is reviewing. As you have not even finished, the client is reviewing. You now say you're frustrated. It's because you are not structured. Agree your work plan that this is the time we'll review, then I'll implement, then maybe this is the time for final review. And then once reviews are done, you sign off. Do you understand? And once you sign off, it's straightforward. You make it. So sign off means that okay, once you know the client are signed off, you know that, so that once the client knows they are signed off, you know that this phase of the project or this project is complete, and then we can move on. Then handover and payment is easy. Hand over all final files, everything to clear. Don't be the kind of person that you keep it. You finish doing it, hand over a client's files to them. If they want their source file, hand it over to them. Don't do the kind of thing in which you've done website to now hand over password to client. No, if you want to change, you have to. Don't do that. If a client loses trust in you, do you understand? Once the final thing has been done, final payment has been made, hand over to the client. Don't make it, because at the end of the day, you want repeat business. Don't be a one-time artisan. The artisan, the person comes, spoil all your kitchen plumbing. You call him, you can't reach out to him again. At least I've collected balance. Don't do that. Business is more of repeat business, not that chop once and move on. Don't do that. Because you think that because you collected 20K from this client and then you move on, you think that's the end of the world. Do you understand? No, don't do that. Recently someone was fixing the AC at my place, and I had a visitor. Can you imagine? A friend, he said, he now called me, he called my wife to decide. He said, that guy, he has worked for, don't even, just tell him to be going. It's a lie. He says you should feel the AC. It's a lie. Just let him be going. Don't think you did something for somebody, it don't come back to you. This happened 2 weeks ago. And that was the last we called that artisan. He was repairing the AC. We didn't call him. He said, don't call him. If he tells you something is bad, don't answer him. Just let him go. So don't spoil your relationship. Don't burn bridges. All right. Thanks, guys. I think we've treated that. We can go back to the original slide. We can have a Q&A now. Just so I think we've covered both those project deliverables. Thanks for being patient and for listening. So, okay, I'll start with the first question. I think that was from Uchenna. If you have other ones, please, you can signify to ask, or you can drop the question. So Q&A, second, let me just say something about proposals. Second, when proposals are sent to some organizations on how to solve their problems, won't they end up solving it themselves? So it's a dicey question. When we say send a proposal, your proposal has to be like the middle point between two things. Yes, you think that if you show me what I'll be doing for you, then you give it to somebody else. Is it possible? Is it a potential? Yes, absolutely. There's a potential that will happen. But at the same time, if you don't tell me how you're going to solve my problem, I did not say tell the person how we're going to use Facebook Manager. In fact, Facebook has this new feature, we're going to use it. Just explain it to me. So let me give you a good example. If you have a new way of doing ads that will really get something, just say that we're going to use Facebook has a proprietary tool that will help me post and know on a daily basis. And that tool will report to you on a daily basis where your ad is reaching and everything. I didn't say tell them that on Facebook, it is called, this is the tool. And when you use it, it will tell you this is how much it costs. So sending a proposal, as long as you send it clearly, it doesn't tell them how to solve it, but it solves the problem of telling them that you can solve it. And it gives them the end from a roadmap from the beginning. Also, don't be too afraid of not disclosing things. Disclose it. For example, this training is free. Because it's free, it doesn't mean we're idle or we don't have things. Do you understand? First of all, solve the person's problem first. So let me of course, we're not going to bill for, we're not billing for this training, but let's assume we're going to bill for this. Do you understand? Let's even say that the plan for Smart Tech is, which is not even, we don't charge for Smart Tech sessions. So let's even say in Smart Tech wanted to charge you. But have we not proved competency by sending you this question? As I said, we're not charging you, so relax. But have we not proved competency? But if I now say that, come, we will blow your mind in this seminar. We will teach you everything. Just come. What are you going to teach me? Nothing. Just come first and pay. Do you understand? Don't do that. Solve people's problems, make them comfortable, make them, then once they see what you're going to do for them in the proposal, then they are more inclined to say that, okay, let's start. How much? Do you understand? I just gave that example. Let your proposal be straightforward. Proposal is not a 10-page grammar. It just means let me know that you understand the problem organization. Tell them if we understand you're into mining or we understand you're into clothes making. Well, these are the things we're going to do for you. Number one, making you more visible. We will appeal. Don't just say we will sell you to the world. We will sell you to everybody in the earth. The person says it's a hair making company. Tell him that we will try and appeal to women or men between the ages of this and this. We know 5 key areas where they are. We will broadcast to them. We will take polls to understand how those people like your hair products. We will also create 3 or 4 image creatives that show the kind of hairstyle you are making. Explain to them what you are going to do. And then don't be too afraid whether they're going to steal your proposal or something or not. Hope that answers the question, Ochena. Is there any other question, please? Okay. Oh, I've not been talking to myself. All right,
No,
No,
fantastic.
you haven't. We can hear you.
We're all here. We're all here.
I had a good time. Yeah. Very,
Yep.
very on point. Work ethics is key.
I answer it well. Okay, all right. Please go ahead.
Okay, so so Michael has raised up his hand. I think Michael wants to talk. Let's unmute Michael, please. He raised up his hand. Michael,
Hold on, please. Michael, unmute your mic.
Okay,
Michael, can unmute your mic now.
Oh, okay. It was a mistake.
So it was a mistake. Okay. All right. So I'll just I think Balaji has really delved into how that needs to be done, and fundamentally, even though most of us are starting, so one of the things I've learned working with small businesses is that at times people just don't think that they can be big. I don't know why. Like they just don't think that their business can go very far. And so when you tell them to do certain things, you can see the restraint. And the reason why they have that restraint is that they don't know that at every stage of progress, there's certain skill sets you have to acquire. There's a mindset that a Apple will have that when they were smaller, they wouldn't have it. They have a lot more stakeholder. There's what they call stakeholder management. So even all of you are starting small now as tech talents, you might not becoming a tech business on its own. You must understand that when you're moving from a tech talent that is a one-man driven skill, what is required from you is different from what will be needed when you begin to grow. And our role here is to make you see the business side of it, because that's where the money is. Talent is never enough. Even in music, the musicians that have succeeded in Nigeria is because they are managed by business empires that understands the business of music, and they are helping them push their music in a global way that makes the people that are going to consume it understand the value. So in anything you are doing, whatever talent you have, if you don't understand the business, you limit what you can become. So all the things that Balaji is saying, ethics, communication, presentation, those things are very important. We're sending my company is sending a proposal to the CEO of one of the largest telecoms company in this country on Friday. The amount of effort that is going into how we present that document to him, because he understand that some of them don't have time. So anything that doesn't make sense, doesn't have a space in their mind. So if you are able to get their attention, you better be sure that they are communicating effectively. Once you are able to get their attention and they can take you seriously, then the rest is history. You can make a lot from that. But so those things are very important. Presentation, people call it packaging. I don't believe it's not packaging, it's just understanding business. So you are doing things deliberately because you understand that if you don't do it that way, you are not going to achieve your goal. So it's not even about packaging. It's just that, okay, how do I get my results done? If I do it anyhow, I get nothing. So I must present myself in a way that makes people take me seriously. Or if you don't get anything from this kind, please understand that we are here to help talents and businesses to understand business. Business is about perception is key. Some of the people that have done big deals in this country, when they applied for those deals, they were not big. but they presented themselves in a way that made those people take them seriously. And once they take you seriously and you have the capacity to deliver, once you deliver once for a major enterprise, then that becomes a reference point for other opportunities. So, and that's how these things work. That's how these things work. So that's why I know somebody that he doesn't even pitch for deals. He gets deals because he handles somebody's business well. So he doesn't have to apply. Somebody says, there's this guy that helped me with digital marketing for my company. By the time the way he worked with us, and in 6 months, our sales improved. We got more deals. They will tell their friends. They will tell people that are doing it in other ways. And that's how you stay relevant in business. It's not so difficult. That's how it works. Right when you're not doing big, I know big deals can be a little more complicated, interest and all that. But when you're just dealing with small scale opportunities, maybe a few millions or a few thousands, your reference is always key. There's a guy building a website for a friend of mine now. The reason why, when the guy wanted to finally pay him, he called me because he has been burnt before. He said, "How far do you vouch for this guy?" I said, "I haven't worked with me for 6 months. He has not disappointed. Go ahead." He paid him. He didn't see the boy physically. He has not yet seen the boy today, and he has paid him money. That's how it works. But there's another guy that we're working with before. That guy is a disaster. Disaster. He has dealt with us well. He doesn't pick our call again. He doesn't pick our WhatsApp again. So, and he's still doing that business, but we can never refer anybody to him. That's what he doesn't understand. So it's important. The side of business, that means managing customer experience, ensuring that you deliver. Even if you can't deliver, managing, it's not what happens that is the problem. Even when things go wrong, it's how you manage it that is the most important thing. Things always go wrong. Balaji is here. Things will go wrong. If it doesn't go wrong, you're not doing business in this country. But it's how you respond. That means people know that, you are not picking call, ignoring messages. No. Own up, say something went wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. These are the things we are doing to resolve it. People know that things go wrong. People are not that wicked. They know that things can go wrong, but how you manage the experience afterwards is very, very important. How you make them see reason that you're making efforts to correct whatever has gone wrong and all that. So I think that was what I just want to chip in. I think we've had a very fantastic time, and I think we've taken all of your time. Bala, do you have any other thing to say?
No. You said it all.
Okay, so I think we'll hand over to Ebzival. She's going to just do a few things before we. We'll hand over to Ebzival now then.
Wow, that was such a really amazing session. Thank you so much, Mr. Bolaji. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, but there's a question here. I don't know if we should go ahead and still. Mr. Bolaji, do you want to respond?
Okay, so let me respond.
Okay,
Okay, so this program is going to peer. In fact, this session, the reason why I'm having this session is that we want you to be knowledgeable enough to understand how to engage business. So most of the talents here are going to be paired with businesses. So we also have another session for businesses. So if you don't have a business, you are going to be given an opportunity to work with a business before the end of this 8 weeks. That is guaranteed. So we're going to pair the talents that are going to be trained here on digital marketing, website development, ERP tools, and all that stuff. I'm going to pair them to a business that they'll be able to practicalize some of these things that they've learned with that business. Do I answer your question, Steve? All right. Okay then. All right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Tunde. Thank you so much. Thank you. But we'd have to round off at this time. Left for Mr. Tunde and I'm sure Mr. Bolaji, they don't want us to go. And your questions and all of that, it shows that we're all having a great time. But we just have to go. We just have to go. So thank you to every one of us. You guys have been so cooperative We truly appreciate your level of maturity and comportment. Thank you so much. We're grateful. So you do us a favor. Believe, please kindly stop sharing your screen. I want to see the face of everyone. Please let's turn on our cameras. Thank you, Abigail. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's turn on our camera so we can all see each other. Okay. So we'll just have a capture selfie moment. Technology has sort of made everything possible. So we're just going to have a selfie moment at this time. Beautiful. Oh,
Everyone say cheese.
Show me smiling. Abigail is smiling. I can see all of that.
Please, let's turn on our
Someone is waiting. Oh, let me admit this person.
It will be long, please.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. And then if you have any question, you still have questions, or maybe you were not clear on certain things that came to you today, always you can either send a message to any of us on the WhatsApp platform, or you write to us at info@smarttech.ng, and we are available to answer all of your questions. So at this moment, let's call it a day, and we'll see ourselves again same time next week, Wednesday.
No,
Yes.
tomorrow.
What? They don't have
Yes, session tomorrow. Website development.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, tomorrow. Okay, yes. Yes. Website development class tomorrow. Okay. So sorry about that. Yes, the class will be holding tomorrow. So we'll see everyone tomorrow, same time. Let's keep up, this energy, this vibe, and the class promises to be really, really exciting. So from me to everyone, want to say enjoy the rest of your day, happy holiday, and to all our Muslim brothers and sisters in this community, want to wish you all happy Eid al-Malud. Enjoy your celebration, and we look forward to hosting you again tomorrow morning. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.